Hi members, Trish, leisureLifestyle.com, Facebook Live. Just wanted to talk to you today about a process that I inquired about with a Cleveland attorney today. So let me sort of give you a little bit of context. I've been operating a primary business here in Ohio for the last 10 years or so. It's a real estate investment consulting business, and it allows me to fly back and forward to America, to Ohio, every year. And I've been coming for anywhere between, say, 2 months and 5 months each year, depending on what's required. So last year I was here for 3.5 months. The year before that I was here for 5 months. This year for 2.5 months, and I fly back in 2 weeks' time. So I have been operating for the last 3 years or so under what's called a business visa. It's called a B1, B2 visa. And it was a very easy process. It was a very small application fee. I filled in the application forms, and then I had to have an interview down at I don't know whether you call it America House or the consulate down in Sydney. And I went and had that interview. I took all of my corporate structures down, my tax returns, everything down there, all of my paperwork, and they approved a visa, a B1, B2 visa. So it gives you tourism and pleasure, but also business at the same time. And they approved it and said on the day, yes, you've got access now to this visa, but we need your passport and we will send you through the visa in your passport. So that was all fine. That was about 3 years ago. The whole time, though, I've always wanted to potentially have a green card here in America, because the green card actually gives you access to a social security number. But to get access to that, you've got to go through quite a process. Hi Renee, great to see that you're watching here. To get a green card, it's quite a process to go through, and I've always known that. It's quite complex, it's quite complicated. I've made inquiries in the past, I've researched. I even started to go ahead and pull and collate documentation together to do the application. And I've always known that you are better off going through an immigration attorney here in America and paying the fee for them to complete the process for you, because it's a whole lot easier for them to do that. Always been in the back of my mind. What it will do is give me more access to America. It will cut out the complicated process of going through immigration at the airport, because sometimes the questioning is incredible because I'm coming through on a B1, B2 visa. I think they just want to clarify that I'm not coming here to work and that I'm actually coming here just to oversee business. But it's quite a process, and the guy at the immigration gates last time sort of gave me a bit of a hard time actually, and said the more stamps that you start to get into your passport, the harder it's going to get to actually come through and get clear passage through. So I started to get a little bit concerned. So what I did a week ago was actually ring up the Bar Association in Cleveland under the recommendation of my local attorney here, and get the name of an attorney, an immigration attorney that they would recommend. And if they recommend them, your first consultation is free. So I booked that, and I had that consultation today. And I don't know, I just came out of it a little bit deflated, but I think there is maybe some hope with me getting some sort of visa. There were two options. The first option was the EB-5 visa, and you can research and have a look at that. And it's an investment visa, so you're actually coming in under investment purposes. The complication there was that you had to show at least 10 employees on your books to run that business. So this is a real estate investment consulting business. Most of the time you're hiring contractors, and so there's no way that I'm going to be able to show that I have 10 employees on my books. The other thing was that there is a formula that they can calculate to say the impact that your business is making, and it's increasing employment. But she said it's very, very difficult. It's very challenging, and real estate is a very, very fickle situation. Like it can be quite a struggle getting through an EB5 visa on real estate. So that ruled that out. Option number 2 is what's called an E2 visa, and all you have to really prove is a substantial capital investment. So that's really broad and really open. And she recommended a $100,000 investment here in America for a business enterprise. And so that's quite low. So it was a substantial capital investment. She's recommending a minimum of $100,000, and you have to present some sort of business plan with the purpose of employing 2 to 3 people within that 5-year period, because the visa only lasts for 5 years, and then you have to apply for a continuance. And so you obviously, to apply or reapply, you're going to have to show then and prove that you've actually employed 2 to 3 people, and you've got a profitable business happening, profitable business enterprise happening. So that's an E2 visa, and I don't think there was anything else it's just the business plan. She said we're going to have to go into a lot of detail because it's real estate. And I think they get a lot of applications based on real estate. You have to show proof of ownership of real estate holdings. You have to substantiate your capital investment in the country, like you actually going back to bank accounts and actually proving the money and where the money came from, like the funds, how they were sourced. And so as much paperwork and as much proof as you can present, because you're going to have to put a case forward. And I think the other thing too is the fact that I said to her, well, I've increased, holdings here in America, but what I have done is I've filled houses. I've actually provided safe, affordable housing for people here. I've actually filled houses. I've actually got people now paying taxes on houses, so rates, as they call it back home in Australia. I've actually got houses that are occupied now. I've actually had contractors. I've actually created jobs, and I've brought new money into the country. So that's really powerful, right? So that's a really powerful case that I could put forward to immigration here to say, well, I deserve this E2 visa. Hi, Helen. Great to see that you're watching. So EB5 visa was a definite possibility based on the capital investment. I could prove that and show that, but I couldn't substantiate 10 employees. I'm not going to employ 10 people. And as well, it gets away from this whole concept of what I'm striving for, and that's an online business, and to not have employees, and to be mobile, and to be able to travel, etc., etc. So the E2 visa is a possibility. I came off the call a little bit deflated and a little bit flattened by that, because the attorney wasn't overly excited or encouraging. However, I think just that's the nature of the game. I think they just have to sort of state the facts, and then they can't obviously guarantee anything, but she just said the majority of her applications are successful. So that's really my share for today, and that's what's happened today. I was really excited and looking forward to that call. I thought that I would have a more positive outcome, but it just is going to be quite a lengthy process. The other thing was sponsorship. I did discuss that, but she ruled that out pretty quickly, because it's a 2 to 4 year wait on sponsorship, and you've got to get somebody that will employ. Well, I've got team members and people here that will put employment forward for me, but it has to be proven that there is no US citizen that can actually do that role or that position. There has to be a specialized position, and I don't know, it was just getting too difficult, so she ruled that out pretty quickly. So anyway, so that's my share today, just really sharing with you, and I think it's good to capture that while it's happened, because it can be, quite a complicated process. I've documented it all. She's sent through a fact sheet for me, and I just have to now make a decision as to whether or not I decide to do that. There's plenty of opportunity here with real estate holdings, and I don't know. I'll just have to see whether I just continue with my B1, B2 visa It allows me 6 months pretty much, but I just am concerned about the questions and what I'm going to get asked at the gates every time I come through. So thanks, Renee. Congratulations. Hi, Trish. I'll just get my glasses on so I can read what's been written here. Follow your intuition, you'll do the right thing. Helen, yep, I know. I'm just going through the steps at the moment. Oh, thanks. You're such an inspiration to us all. That's awesome. Actually, I haven't even explained. I'm sweating. I've come out of Zumba, so I've done another training session at Zumba and feeling fit and feeling good and enjoying the exercise too for the 90-day health and well-being challenge. And I don't know, I think I'm up to day maybe 48, not really sure, but I'll post it once I've posted this video. So rather a long Facebook Live, but it took me time to just really go through that process and explain exactly the information that I achieved from that Cleveland attorney today. And I think it's important for anyone that's thinking about potentially going through this process. It's great information because that's the information that came through for me today. So anyway, do your research if you're interested, EB5 visa or the E2 visa. And that's my share, over and out. Thanks, Helen, for watching. And thanks for your comments and encouragement. It's always awesome to get such positive feedback. And Renee, thank you. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon back in Australia. So bye for now. Bye, everyone. Bye.